am I always worried about the fact that we recognize the complexity of the challenges, and we can even accept that, as I said before, as complexity as a characteristic of life. But a second later, we still want the clear roadmap to a nice future in 10 easy steps. You know, we recognize we are in a mess. And by the way, maybe the mess is like that because life is like that. But we want a plan, and we want a linear plan to get to that future, which I think is weird. I mean, this is a very personal statement and a provocation, of course, how we interpret what we perceive. We don't have a direct access to reality. We have perceptions which we interpret in certain frameworks. And of course, the shift of mindset is a critical condition for what we are talking about. And building upon what Victoria just said, maybe we can look at ourselves as emergent phenomena of viruses and bacteria. This is how life and complexity works, by creating emergent phenomena. So we are an emergent phenomena of the whole history of evolution on the Earth, and that started with viruses and bacteria, right? So this also means that this is what we discuss is a very selfish issue. This is not about taking care of the planet and other species in nature. It's about avoiding suicide. Bacteria will continue to be there after we left if we don't change our course. So that's the first point. The second point is that an image I often use now to frame these discussions is a nice picture, 19th century picture of, drawing of a small girl in front of a mirror, of a looking glass. And without saying anything, everybody understands, oh, that's Alice going through the looking glass. And I think this is the right metaphor for the journey we have to get engaged, which is, as Kirsten and others said, it's a journey of exploration. We don't know exactly what we will find on the other side of the looking glass, but this is an exciting adventure of opening the space of possibilities and exploring together what we can do. And what we can do for something which is, in a way, a paradox, which is learning what we already know. A lot of what we are talking about, we already know. And most of it, I would say, since ancient times. Plato was mentioned, but we could also mention indigenous wisdom, indigenous cultures, and their completely different relationship with nature compared to the one we have today. So there is a lot of knowledge out there. We call ourselves the knowledge society. Let's try to be the learning society and the learning planet by learning at last what we already know.